Hi! So, yeah, remember last time when I talked about that story? I'm gonna make you listen to it now. You can't say it didn't warn you. So, the light from the computer is really creepy. Stupid computer. Ignore that, and ignore my really bad reading of it. It's a rough draft, so it's really choppy, and the writing is quite poor, but I will go back and fix that later. Just focus on the content. And yeah, so here it is. It's only like a page long, don't worry. Okay. Danny walked slowly over the cracked sidewalk. She knew she had to keep going, but she was exhausted. She'd been walking for weeks, trying to make it to Philadelphia before the soldiers caught up with her. She wasn't sure if she could do it. It seemed like ages ago she had left Boston. Only major cities had survived the collapse of America. Survivors had flocked to them. Philadelphia was an exception. It had been so badly damaged that it was abandoned entirely, or it used to be. After the collapse of the American government and the destruction of most of the country, the cities that had once been part of the same country had become separate city-states that were constantly at war with one another. It was like the period of warring states in ancient China, but nobody knew that because school no longer existed. Danny had read about schools. Everyone went there to learn things like math and history. Now, when you turned 8, you were assigned a profession, and you trained for that profession until the age of 15, at which point you began your career. Before the age of 8, you helped your parents do whatever their professions were. Most often you ended up in the same profession as one of your parents. Nobody knew that history was repeating itself, because nobody knew any history before the collapse. Except, of course, Danny. Danny's father was a powerful government official in Boston. At the age of 8, it was decided that she would follow in his footsteps. Government officials were the only ones who had access to luxuries like libraries, which is where Danny had liked to spend her days. In the library, she had been able to learn things that were off limits to the rest of the city. She had read about how America had been a country of freedom and equality. She couldn't understand why those ideals had been given up. That's why she was going to Philadelphia. Well, that's a lot less than a page, guys. That's what I have. It's not very good. But, you know, always room for improvement. Give me your comments and stuff. You know where that goes. I think that's all I have for you right now. Me and my boring life. So, yeah. Until next time, DFTBA.